On this episode of Africans in Sports,
she thought it was something growing out of my chest, and she demanded that I go see a doctor. I was like, Mom, yo, this is gay. I spent all my money on this. Touch her.
I love the way you add the comedy to your bodybuilding. What made you say I'm gonna take this route on social media?
I see social media as a great place to get myself out there, share some of these blessings, some of this positive energy I got within me with everybody.
What's going on, Africans and sports fans? Welcome back to another episode. If this is your first time checking us out, I'm your host, Chris Kosizi Strawn, and I get the pleasure of sitting across from extraordinary African athletes from all over the great continent of Africa. Usually double or triple my size, and today I'm looking a little smaller than usual. We're in beautiful Boca, Florida to chop it up with two-time Arnold champion and four-time IBFF champion, Blessing Awodibu.
That's right.
What's going on, my guy?
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too, man.
Thank you for coming out here, man.
Of course, I'm not passing up a trip to come to South Florida, bro.
It is a blessing to have you guys.
It's a blessing. That's not a pun, is it, huh?
Nope.
Bro, first of all, how much do you weigh? You busting out this shirt right now. How much do you weigh?
I think I'm about 255.
255.
Yes, I'm coming down now. I'm getting ready for my pro debut, so I still got about 10 pounds to cut.
Okay, so you're gonna get down to about 240 something.
Yeah, about 245.
That name.
Yeah.
Where does it come from?
I mean, that's my birth name. People don't really believe that's my birth name, but it actually is. Mm-hmm. And shout out to my mom, for that, because I'm a big believer in energy, and I'm a big believer in my name. That name is so powerful and so positive. It carries this positive energy wave around with it, and that's what I believe I am. That's what I carry around with me everywhere I go. That's what I attract into my life. Mm-hmm. So shout out to my mom for that. I love my name, and I think people do too. And it's a blessing to be called Blessing.
I like it. I love it, actually.
Before Blessing grew to a monstrous 255 pounds and became an internet sensation with over 1.5 million followers around the world, he was living in a small farming community in Nigeria.
I was born in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. I was raised in a small town, and my family never had much. My father's a farmer, and my mother she's a stay-at-home mom. At a very young age, we were introduced to hard work. I remember age of 6, 7, we'll be on the farm, helping out. I remember we were given a machete to cut down the grass, picking crops, so it was rough. I think that's what made me to the person I am right now, just seeing that lifestyle, growing up very rough and then getting the opportunity to come out to Europe. And that's what, makes me where I am right now, so.
Okay, so you moved to Ireland, is that correct?
Yeah, I moved to Ireland when I was 10.
What was that move? What inspired that move? Why did you guys move there? How was it growing up there?
That move, I got 5 brothers, 1 sister, and the oldest in the family, my oldest brother was living in Ireland at a very young age, so he was well established back then. So, and my mother, wanted a better education for myself and my older brother, so she sent us to Ireland to live with him. We were living in a small town in the west of Ireland, small town. Mm-hmm. We were like the only black family out there.
Of course.
So it was rough. There's not so many black people in Ireland back then. Now it's like the black people, Africans in Ireland started increasing. So it was sort of rough. What I'm saying? Like went through a lot of bullying and stuff like that. But you learn how to deal with it.
What was it like? Did you guys keep all your Nigerian traditions? Was everything the same as it was back in Nigeria? Besides going outside the house, what was it like inside of the house?
Back then, growing up with my brother and living with them, we kept the Nigerian traditions and the African food, just all the African stuff, the African clothing. My brother still wears them. My sister-in-law still wears them. So. I grew up with that tradition in me, but when I moved out, age of 19, trying to find my own way out, that's when I found bodybuilding. So everything was different, especially with my food. I have to stay on diet because I'm a bodybuilder. So everything, the African food thing. I had to sort of throw that out the window and just stick to my bodybuilding regime.
So you don't really eat too much African food?
No, not right now. Nah.
What do you miss most?
Probably pounded yam and some goosey soup.
But that just can't fit in the diet for you to keep this physique right here.
Nah, it doesn't.
So what is your diet?
Like today, first meal is 60 grams of oatmeal and 10 egg whites. And then my second meal is gonna be 150 grams of cooked white rice and 250 grams of steak. And my next meal will be about 150 grams of rice with 250 grams of chicken. And then meal number 4 will be 250 grams of cod and 150 grams of rice. And then meal number 5, 150 grams of rice and 250 grams of salmon. And then my last meal, which is meal number 6, is 12 egg whites and 100 grams of rice.
Where did this journey begin? Where did this sports journey begin?
Oh man, in Ireland, I wasn't always into sports, you know. And I remember, growing up, I was very, very skinny. I was an extremely skinny child, and I struggled with gaining weight. And I remember one time, I had this crush on a teacher, and she made a comment, she made a negative comment about my teen look, and I didn't take it too well. And I'm glad she did, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm gonna get buffed up. So that's what sent me to the lifting weight, and then a couple of months of lifting weight, man, my passion just grew for the sport, and I made a lot of insane progress. You know what I mean? And then I started playing. I think the first sport I played was the Irish football. We call it Gaelic. We play. I don't know if you ever seen on the.
I have.
We play hands and feet.
Yeah.
You pass it up.
Yeah.
So that was the first one I played. I did that for a bit, and I enjoyed it. And then from there, I moved. There's another one that we play Orling. We play with stick. We put on the headgear. It's pretty cool. It's funny. And after that, I did rugby. At this point, I was strong. Everyone wanted to be my friend because I was strong. You know what I mean?
And they were scared of you.
Was that?
They were scared of you
Oh
too.
yeah, some people were scared. You know what I'm saying? So people loved to be on my team, whatever sport that I played. So I played rugby for like 3 years, and then from rugby, while still lifting weight, from rugby I went to kickboxing, and trying to maintain my body, my mass doing kickboxing. There was a lot of cardio. I was struggling with holding on to my muscle mass, you know what I'm saying? And I like my gains,
Yeah, of course you do.
So I had to stop kickboxing and just focus mainly on weightlifting.
Tell me about the gym that you built yourself.
I was lucky because back then I was 14 when I started working out. I was lucky because my brother, he was into weight training as well, so he had some equipment. The first thing I tried was we had this little bar. This bar has a string in the middle. It's really heavy and it's strong. I always trying to bend it. To use it, you have to bend it. It's like you can do like a chest workout with it. You can do arm. So that's what I started with. Trying to bend it. As I got stronger, I was able to bend it. And I was like, yo, what's next? So my brother got a couple of dumbbells, and then he built a shed. So we had dumbbells there. We had a bench and some other stuff. So that's where, like literally, when I'm home from school, finish my homework, and then I have to look after my nephew and nieces. After that, I'm in the shed. I could be in there for 5 hours. Yo, where's Blessing? It's in the shed. I'm working out.
Who introduced you to bodybuilding?
I started like just happen naturally. I picked it up. If you have a passion for something, it's like you don't really need nobody to really like. It just happens.
Yeah, the universe is showing it to you.
You'll always know where to go because we have internet. You can always do your research and it's all there.
Take me back to that first bodybuilding contest. What was that like? What was the preparation like, and were you nervous?
Oh yeah, it was interesting. Preparation. All I knew was training. Training hard. I didn't have much knowledge about dieting and all the science and stuff. But yeah, man. And again, being for the fact that I have a really good genetics, so I was reasonably lean. And then going into that first show, I I remember I was in the wrong class. You know, I was supposed to be competing in the juniors instead of the first timers. So I stepped into the first timers. So I was like competing with the guys twice my size and twice my age. You know what I mean? And I was so fixated on how big these guys were that I forgot what I was wearing.
What were you wearing?
A Speedo, bro. So I was like, that was my first time actually putting it was supposed to be a pulsing trunk, but I had the swimming Speedos on.
Yeah.
So it was a little weird, you know what I'm saying? And then I actually remember on our way out, there's a huge mirror where you can see yourself, you can see everyone else in line. So I remember looking to my left and I saw the mirror. I was like, oh crap, my balls almost out. I ain't going on stage. I freaked out, bro. I was like, yo, I didn't know. I was like, I gotta do it. I was like, oh no, I don't want to do it. No, I don't want to do it. But anyways, I did. I step out, and it was fun to the point where there's a part where, you bring in music in, and then you give the DJ music, and then they play. It's a routine round, where you do your routine and stuff. So I had the music, and I give the DJ my CD. Boom, me on stage, ready to kill it. DJ pressing play, music didn't play. So I was there posting to here, bro. It was nothing,
Yeah.
And the whole crowd started laughing. Everyone was laughing because they thought it was funny. And I remember hearing my friend chanting, "Go Blessed." They were the only voice in the whole
Arena.
Screaming my name. So it was funny, but I did it, and I didn't place. I didn't win, but I remember. I think I placed fourth. It was cool experience, man. And then coming out of that show, all the judges coming over to me like, "Yo, that was really cool, man. You had a great potential. Given that you were in the right class, you would have won." I was like, "Wow, really?" I was like, "Yo, so never give up. Just give her a go." So I signed up for my next show, and that was it.
Let me ask you about your parents being supportive in your sporting aspirations. I know African parents don't really care too much about that. They want to know about you getting these A's and these B's in school. So how was that?
I mean, you know what? Like growing up, especially in an African home, like all you were taught is to become a doctor or a lawyer, and if you're not, you're a useless child.
Yep.
So that's all I knew. I'm moving to Ireland. And the main reason I moved to Ireland, main reason my mother sent me to Ireland was to better my education. I was focusing on my studying. I studied extremely hard. I was pretty good in school because all I did was work and studied. You know what I mean? But then when I couldn't get into college and, they saw me lifting the weight, they didn't know what it was. They weren't supportive. I remember seeing my mother for the first time in 5 years since I left. And she was shocked. She got scared. She thought I was sick. She thought there was something growing out of my chest. And she demanded that I go see a doctor. I was like, "Mom, yo, this is games.
I'm about to say
I spent all my money on this. Touch it." You know what I mean? So I was like, I have to flex, I have to shake it up. I'm like, yo, ain't nothing wrong. Chill, man. This is gains. It's all my hard work and effort, So you know what I mean? They didn't know what it was. They weren't supportive, man. And they thought I was wasting my time. But now, they see me on social media. They see me everywhere. They saw my videos, and that's what I send them check every month. So
Nice.
they appreciate it now, and they're excited to see me when I do go back.
So when did you decide you were going to be a pro at it?
I decided I was going to be a pro when I won my first big international show, which is the Arnold Classic 2014. I actually remember going into that show, and I said to myself, look, if I do not place in the top 3 here, I will just stop competing and then look elsewhere, trying to take another career path. Because a year prior to that, I had done that show. I didn't place well, So that was it for me. That was the last. Because all my life, I've always tried to be realistic, And again, with this goal of getting my parents out of the mud. So I've got to be serious with my life, what I'm saying? So I went to that show with a mindset of just placing top 3 and then, just keep me in the sports. It was crazy because I won the whole show. I won my weight class and then the overall. And right after that, I knew I was caught for the sport. I knew I was gonna chase a career in bodybuilding.
Blessing's career has since given him the opportunity to travel the world, flexing his way into another Arnold Classic title in 2017 and 4 IFBB championships. But possibly even bigger than all of the awards is the impact he's had on the sport, bringing awareness to the culture of competitive bodybuilding through his incredibly popular YouTube and Instagram page.
I love the way you add the comedy to your bodybuilding.
Thank you.
It's not just you just showing off your body or just lifting weights and doing these competitions. You bring a blessing for laughter in these people's lives.
That's it, man.
What made you say I'm gonna take this route on social media?
I mean, if you look at bodybuilding, you know, we don't get the mainstream media coverage. You know, the market is very small, and I see why. You know, because a lot of bodybuilders are they're too serious, you know, and they're non-relatable, you know, and I see that, you know, and it's not who I am, you know what I'm saying, and I'm just trying to, like, you know, shine a positive lights onto the bodybuilding scene. And I see social media as a great place to get myself out there, you know, share some of this blessings, some of this positive energy I got within me with everybody. You know, and I had some ideas like doing skits and stuff. And so I decided to post a skit, a funny skit. It was a transformation video where it was my videographer at that time. He was extremely skinny, and it looked funny lifting weights. So I was like, you know what, let's do a quick video. So I had him lifting his dumbbells, and then I had somebody giving him a pre-workout. So he drank that pre-workout, boom, it's me, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, you know, and I just did it, you know, because I love having fun, and I love putting a smile on people's face. I work hard, and as well, I play hard, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And I posted that, and it went super viral, and people just wanted more. And then I just started doing a video every Friday, you know, and it just took off, man.
But what keeps you motivated? How do you continue to keep going if sometimes you want to stay in the bed, you're not hungry? Like, what keeps you going?
So, you know, I just love what I do, man. And again, you know, thinking about my family, the situation they're in, and you know, trying to achieve greatness. You know, that's my biggest drive and motivation right there.
So it's not about taking your shirt off and going on the South Beach and flexing on them.
That's not me. You know? And if you see me doing some wild on Instagram, that's just me having fun, bro.
Yeah, of course.
Bodybuilding is my sport, it's my life, and I take it very, very seriously.
Now you did the Ghana versus Nigeria arm wrestling battle.
Don't get me started.
Let's get started.
You from Ghana?
I'm not. My family's from Jamaica.
Okay.
But we could do this Jamaican versus Nigerian thing right now.
Bro, Nigerians don't lose. Not right now. Maybe after this.
Scared. He's
Let's
scared.
talk about the Ghana first.
He's scared out here, y'all. You see this? Y'all see me?
Oh, games. I see you. Yeah, man.
How'd that come about?
Yeah, so I've been following this guy from the UK. His name is Arms, and I remember visiting London for the first time with my girlfriend in 2018, and I reached out to him, and we decided to link up to train. So we did, and him having the Ghana route, and me, you know, being from Nigeria, you know, that friendly rivalry between whose jollof rice is the best, Ghanaian or Nigerian. So we started this argument and stuff, and was like, you know what, let's arm wrestle for it. Let's go, bro. So we did, and you know, we're Nigerians, so we stay on top, baby.
And you held it down, huh?
Yeah, man, it was pretty cool. It was fun, and again, it went viral. So it was
I love that. What are your biggest aspirations moving forward now? What are you really looking forward to doing?
My biggest dream in life is to inspire people all across the world. That it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter your color of your skin, it doesn't matter where you're from, you can always do it. You know, you can do whatever it is that you put your mind to. And that's my biggest goal, to inspire people, man. And because, I mean, if you look at my story, you know, I was raised in a jungle, you know. I had to walk miles with a bucket of water on top of my head so my family can have clean water to eat and get to drink and cook. So coming from that background and making it to Ireland, and from Ireland to here in Florida, you know, that's enough for anyone to look at and take inspiration from me and say, look, yo, I'm out here in USA, I'm out here, I don't know where you at, you know, you can always make it happen.
Blessing is well on his way to achieving that dream. He's still early in his career, but is already following in the footsteps of the greats that came before him. He's currently backed by Redcon 1, one of the fastest growing supplement brands in the world. With the combination of his impressive physique and fearlessness in front of the camera, we might see him take on Hollywood like the illustrious Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It doesn't matter where you're from, man. You just gotta believe in yourself. And if it's bodybuilding that you wanna go for, man, go for it, man. Just don't hold back. Don't let nobody tell you what you can, what you cannot do. You are a powerful human being. It's within you and you can do it. And one thing is like, don't ever compare yourself.
You heard it. Make sure you're out there shining and believing in yourself and don't care about what anyone else is saying. Believe in this man himself. He came all the way from Nigeria and he's doing his thing right now. That's 255-pound Blessing. I'm 150-pound Kosizi, and this is Africans in Sports. We out of here, baby.
Let's go.
I'm in. That was dope.